because that whole story is like that's pay-per-view, guys. Like, you don't get a lot of that stuff.
I'll write
No,
the book
but-
one day.
How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel True Savage, and I'd like to welcome everyone who's watching to the Sci-Fi Society video discussion, volume 37. And joining me, my brother, Jedi Granville, aka Sexual Chocolate, aka Big Walt. And we would like to welcome you to, for me, a very special discussion. And it's going to be about one of my favorite fantasy sword and sandals film, and that is Sinbad in the Eye of the Tiger, 1977. And this film holds a very special place in my heart because it's just it hits hard because it's one of the first films that my mom ever introduced me to. And right now we are going to get Jedi Granville's take on when he first saw this film. But as I always do, remember, everyone, we are the Sci-Fi fucking Society. So, Big Walt, I want to let you go first, man, because this one, this one holds a special place in my heart. But I would like to get your first take on when you first were introduced to this film, when you first saw it, and just let us know, man.
Bro, you probably go, but this is gonna show my age anyway. I actually saw this film before you was even born, believe it or not.
Oh wow!
All right, that shows how far back this goes. Okay, even though this came out in '77, I was seated on television, on cable, at my late aunt's apartment at her house. And it was something that my mom was mentioning to me and my brother. We was gonna go over there and watch it, and we kind of came in like maybe 10 minutes after it had started. And that's how it usually works. Yeah, that's the one. But the beginning of it, it stuck out. It stuck out for me because it was the moment where the woman I came in there is where these like little Skeletor demon looking motherfuckers come up, and you're like, what the fuck is this? I didn't know what the hell this was. So all I know, it did catch my attention, and from that point on, I'm watching this. I'm just like, what's going on here? So me and my brother, my mom, and whatnot was watching it, and because like I say, I never even heard of it. I just know about. I heard something about Eye of the Tiger, but I didn't know what Sinbad had anything to do with it. So this was like, say, just to give you an idea exactly, it was like maybe late '78 or early '79 when I saw it. So I was still a kid. I was like I say, it ain't even the '80s yet. The '80s hadn't even cracked open yet. So this shows how long ago this took place. So that was my first internal, viewing of this. Even though a little bit I missed at the beginning, which is still kind of important, but it was necessary. But when watching it, it's like, oh wow, this is some. Because you got to remember, this was at a time when I was still introduced to Star Trek. I started watching Star Trek like mid '70s, and then when I saw Star Wars, that really cracked open my imagination threshold to the limit. So watching this was a more like, oh shit, well, this is just another stepping stone in the journey of stuff that I'm watching that is just very, like, oh wow, this is just like crazy stuff, this is stuff like I can get into and just like, okay, it's weird, but I like it, you know. Because I'm weird regardless, I've always been weird. So that was my first introduction to this film, and ever since then, anytime I saw a rebroadcast of it, whether it be on regular TV or HBO. And that was the thing right there when I did see it, because I think I saw it on HBO back then in its pre heydays back then. But I didn't realize back then what the amount of scary or links like, which we'll get to, like slight bits of nudity that's in this picture, that's integrated to this picture. I didn't realize what was in there, But anyway, it's because and then you got to remember it's the '70s, so they have that function to do or show more anyway. They can do that back then. But anyway, that was my first introduction to it, and like I say, nearly 50 years later, it's still a predominant piece, And as you say, someone saying that this is not like the best of, so-called Harryhausen or Sinbad. That's like, yeah, I beg to differ. I mean, because when I did see, other Sinbad films, that's like they're good. They're, maybe they're a little better than this one. Maybe the ones like maybe in the late '50s, early '60s, but this one was still at the top of my list as far as Sinbad made films.
All right, so yeah, Walt, thank you, bro, for the insight. Thank you for the added information when you saw it. And honestly, yeah, I wasn't born till 2 years later. After this film was already made, and
Yeah.
like when I said in the beginning of the discussion is that my mom introduced me to this film, and she had recorded it. I think my grandma had it recorded, and
Mm,
she actually gave my mom the movie, that recorded movie, and it came with a
okay.
few other films. I don't remember which ones. I think it was Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, and I think it was the other one was the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and then I think the other one was I don't remember. I don't recall that well, but that's why this film holds such a place in my heart, because my mom. It's one of the first movies my mom ever showed me as a kid, and we were moving. That's when we were moving from place to place and jumping from house to house and everything. And
Right.
we settled down. We settled down finally, and then they put this movie on, and I was blown away, man. Of course, it was Godzilla. Godzilla's always first. Everyone who knows us knows that Godzilla is always first, but this one, with also with the Wizard of Oz, is up there in my childhood, like way up there. Like this is, I don't care how, I don't I don't care how much um negative reception this movie ever got, but for me it's a timeless classic, and
Mhm.
I love it to death. And I bought, actually I bought, when I bought this same copy for my mother, and then I bought another copy for me, so she has hers and I have mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's I saw it when I was about six, maybe 6 or 7,
Hmm.
and it's so fun and nostalgic every time I see it. When I saw it yesterday, man, like it's just, it's amazing, man. Sinbad, Zenobia, Princess Farah,
Mhm.
Melanthius, uh, Ray Harryhausen, some of Ray Harryhausen's best animation. That's already
Yeah.
something that they've already mentioned. Yes, and it just holds. You can tell, man. Like when I'm talking about it, it's so it gets me kind of the feels, because every time I watch it, it just
Right.
reminds me of my childhood and my mom. And
Because I'm still
thank God
thinking
my mom.
about, because I'm going to say, I'm thinking this is my first introduction to Ray Harryhausen to begin with too. I don't think I was this. I don't think this was.
Really?
I think this was. I don't think I've ever been introduced to this. I feel was my first introduction to his work. You know, and I never seen anything before that. You know, I mean, because like I say, he's done many. Like I say, I hadn't seen anything of his before this. In fact, I know I haven't seen anything before this. Yeah, I haven't seen anything before this. This is the first of his work that I've actually seen before. So,
Yeah,
so it's
like
like,
it's. I mean, I did see this one. I saw the. Oh, now I remember which one it was. On the recorded video VHS tape, it was Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger,
mhm.
and it was Golden Voyage of Sinbad, and it was Clash of the
Yeah,
Titans.
Golden Book. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's,
yeah,
which I like too.
and yeah, that. So I watched them kind of the same. I kind of watched. We already did Clash of the Titans way back, like in 2021.
Yeah, oh
Um,
yeah, oh yeah. I was
yeah,
just thinking
yeah,
about that. It's like, dude, it's like, did we do Clash of Titans? Yeah, that's we did do the Clash of the
yeah,
Titans for sure.
yeah. And I mean that one for me was it's one of Harryhausen's best too. But this one was this one. They were both. I think Clash of the Titans came later. It was like in the 1980,
It
maybe
came in
1980.
81. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that was his
and
last picture that he did. So it's like, well, hey.
yeah, because we still got all the other greats, Jason and the Argonauts, the Golden Voyage. There's an endless with there's an endless library with Harryhausen. Harryhausen, man. Before we get deep into that film, man, I just gotta say also, not only because it's such a nostalgic film for me. It's That's when working hard paid off.
Yeah.
Stop motion is a pain in the fucking ass, but once it's put into film and put into light, it is amazing for its time, bro. It was way ahead of its time, and we gotta give Harryhausen his due, man. And yes, there was Godzilla, it was Ishiro Honda, and it was Tomoyuki Tanaka, and it was E.G. Tsuburaya, but then Harryhausen, man, just
Mhm.
made a name for himself too, man. Like, go ahead. You're gonna add something.
Well, no, I was going to say, because this is the thing about, as a person like myself, I don't know how you feel about it, but you could tell when something is stop motion. But the thing about it is, you love the way it's done. You know, you love the aspect of it. It's like, it's not necessarily perfect, but it's perfectly done. You know, and as much as you want to see, because when I, like you mentioned before, with Godzilla and everything, it's like, yeah, it's like, it's nothing. That's a man in a suit, but there's a charm to stop motion. There's just something about it, and that's probably why I say, I'm sad to say that it's an art form. I mean, true enough, it's still there, but it's not performed as
Yeah,
it should be. But I think it's done now where it's like it's more smoother. But it's like yeah, you still don't have that. It's not like the old days of what like Harryhausen and even Phil Tippett, was doing back then. So it's like yeah, you can tell. And it's like I say,
yeah,
I just wanted to share that moment because it's like
yeah.
stop motion is a craft that, as you say, you work your ass off. You work like days, nights trying to get the right thing to be done. But it's like, that's like you say, that's when people used to work, really work stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, and Ray Harryhausen had such a love for it that his patience was almost unlimited when it came to his stop motion animation. And then just to say, I'm gonna say this because I'll probably forget to mention it because we get through the film. The baboon who was Prince Kasim in this film at that time in '77, Ray Harryhausen did it so well that some people thought it was actually a real baboon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's you back in those times. You can tell when something was stop motion, but at the time, this was before CGI. This was before, movie magic's always been around, but movie magic back then to me had a better flavor. Carried more weight with it, but now the CGI is just AI is just obliterating everything. That's why to me, hey, people use AI, hey, more power to you. Great man. I don't use it. Obviously, I don't use it.
Right.
But yeah, it's me trying to be like, you know what? I need to keep that old school nostalgia, old school retro style going. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, Ray Harryhausen loved what he did, so he didn't have of course, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of behind the scenes, fuck ups, a lot of behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
Trials, trial and error, pretty much trial and error with stop motion. Because stop motion, you got to be on your A game.
You got to be, as you say, you got to be.
They didn't pay him. Yeah, they didn't pay him the chump change, bro, when it came to doing the stop motion. So
no,
it's like still, I think he should have got paid. I still think he should have got paid more, but it's still it's a craft, man. It's a craft that
it's an art.
This newer generation will never understand. This new generation, bro, will never understand. And I'm not dogging the new generation. I know we always have great individuals and people in the new generation, but the majority of generations don't know shit, and that's why freaking the newer cats, the newer Gen Zers, once they watch films that we grew up watching, blows their fucking mind.
Yes,
blows their fucking mind.
Because they have no idea. Like I say, man, they had to put their hands on this. Yes, they had to put their physical hands on these physical items in order to move and touch and be able to, really give it life. I mean, it's painstaking work, one frame at a time to master what they were showing. It's like that, dude. That's work. And if y'all don't understand what work is, then you will understand why, like you say, Harryhausen had such a passion for this, because he was the co-writer. He was the co-writer of the story of this film, believe it or not. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that shows how much love he had.
Yeah, it wasn't just the fact that he was it wasn't just the fact that he was just a puppeteer or the master of stop motion, stop motion animation. It's like he had a lot of pull in the movies he did. So, and that's good. And yeah, like you see, that's why me and you, man, we talk about all of the old school shit, but we can break it down piece by piece. And it's just shit that's not appreciated no more. And I mean, we're not gonna bitch and complain about the new generation, bro, because regardless if we bitch or complain, shit's still gonna fucking happen, bro. People still gonna be the world is gonna be the world, man. So we have to
and gotta roll with it,
express ourselves. Yeah, roll with it, but express ourselves in how we love these films, man, of the classic era, man, the golden era, close to the golden era. This was just maybe barely getting out of the golden era of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's really, if you really think about it, it really is. I mean, it was still on the cusp of it. I mean, it's just coming off it. You see that residue of it, but once we got into the 80s, it's like, okay, it's pretty much You know, it's like, okay, that was then, this is now. You know, it's like, and anyone who, like myself, someone a little older than me, you know, will remember these times where it was that's and be truthfully told, you know, I think I kind of took it for granted a little bit because I thought this particular technique was going to last forever, you know. But
Yeah.
as you can say, forever is never going to be a thing when it comes to technology and coming into play. And look at Jurassic Park, look at the Abyss, look at other various films that incorporate CG, and it's like, well, that's exactly why, you know, CG is the thing, it's the go-to, but it's like it shouldn't be always the go-to thing because you incorporate the CG with the puppeteering, you know, animatronics and everything. You show how that is how they were using, well, or say incorporate new techniques to in order to make a better effect. But it's like, oh, we just use CG. That'll be it. It's like, then y'all lost the idea of what making films is all about. You know, I mean, yes, you're taking a story, you're telling a story, but you're losing the flavor, as you say, you're losing the flavor of why you have such a robust way of making films. You know, it's like, yeah, you got somebody working on a computer and, you know, enhance this to do this. Like, it's like y'all don't even know what it feels like to really be hands-on with something, you know. And that's, and like I say, I mean, it's almost a lost art, but I'm glad that there's, as you say, there's a select few who still do certain things, animatronic, you know, even stop motion, still there. So, but you know,
Yeah, man. No, you're right, man. And before we get, before we start the introduction for the film, man, like I got to say that too, man. And it's like learning more and the bonding, the bond of our friendship, man. Like I've learned a lot more about film and more classic film from you and Film Fanatic and a few others, man. And it's just it hits differently when you're watching something that you loved as a kid, and then you understand the hard work it took to make that film and to do, because it's true, like nobody, Hollywood and technology, they always find ways to work less and charge more. Work less, charge more. Like that's the way of the world, man. And that's why Hollywood is going down, it's going down the deep end, bro. It's going down the deep end. And hey, everybody, remember, I'll say this, and I'm pretty sure Walter will agree. You have your physical media, keep them motherfuckers.
yes, keep the damn physical fucking media, man. Because that, dude, I mean, yeah, I'm like I say, I was watching this film early on streaming, you know, but you know what? If you got it on physical media, have it. Don't throw it fucking away because you don't know when that shit's gonna break down. You know, I mean, the internet goes down. It's like you can't watch. Like, hey, you still got your DVD or Blu-ray to watch something that you can play it on. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like it's. As I say again, nothing wrong with new technology, but man, it kind of throws things that were there before and make it seem like it's not worthy anymore. It's like, no, it's still worthy. You know, it's still there. It's still needed. But no, that's kind of fucked up. When that's people like say that's the only thing we can use. We can just do the streaming. We can just do the computer thing, and it'll be all like, dude. I mean, and look, and I think I mentioned this before because I asked you, you know, have you seen Brand New Day? Let me just say this. Now, granted that there is CG used in this film, obviously, but the way they do some of the effects in terms of, you know, in camera, on set of things, like they still do that today. It's like, let's not just rely on CG. Let's actually do these stunts for real. Let's actually hang this person from a certain height for real. Let's actually have someone doing running like for real. Don't just rely on fucking CG every damn time and don't do it just in front of a blue or green screen. Actually have them physically there to do this. You'll never see. That's why I say they'll never know what it feels like to actually get their hands dirty when it comes to making a film. You know, and I guess that's probably why again, that's probably why, as you say, Hollywood is becoming a dinosaur. It's becoming a
Yep.
dinosaur. It'll be
Yeah,
extinct one
bro.
day.
Hey, but I hear you, bro. But now the introduction to this great, awesome film, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure Jedi Granville really enjoyed the film too. So, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger is a 1977 fantasy adventure film directed by Sam Wanamaker and featuring stop motion effects by the legendary Ray Harryhausen.
I
The
knew
film
it.
stars, yeah, the film stars Patrick Wayne, Terrence Power, rest in peace, Terrence Power, Jane Seymour, and Patrick Troughton.
Mm.
It's the third and final Sinbad film released by Columbia Pictures. It follows the seventh voyage of Sinbad, which is another good film, and it's 58, and the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, which is probably my second favorite, the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. And it's just a little bit of the like the cast. We'll go back to the cast. Like Patrick Wayne, still here, man.
Yeah, he still
Terrence
is.
Power unfortunately lost the battle of cancer. Margaret Whiting as Zenobia. She was one of the like first antagonists that I loved to hate. So
Yeah, right. That's
yeah, yeah, and of course the beautiful Jane Seymour as
Jane Seymour.
Sarah.
My God, dude. My dude. I'm trying to think. Was this the first time I saw her in something? I think not. I think the first time I saw her in something was To Live and
No, she
Let
was
Die. But
she was a Bond girl before she did this one.
yeah,
So
but my God, but she looking at this again, it's like, damn, Joy, she was a fine looking woman. She really
oh dude,
was.
she was young in this one. Dude, she was still a baby in this. She was young, dude. So
Basically, yeah, she
yeah,
really, yeah, because she wasn't even 30 yet. She's still in her 20s. Yeah.
yeah. So it was Patrick Wayne as Sinbad, Terrence Powers, Dione, Margaret Whiting as Zenobia, and Jane Seymour as Farah, and we have a couple of other people: Patrick Troughton as Melanthius, Kurt Christian as Rafi, and there's it's a pretty good cast, and yeah,
Yeah.
man. So well, while starting it off, like I'll start it off, man, because like I said, the opening of the film, fireworks. It's a long film, so we're not gonna lollygag on it. We're gonna try to go through it, and we'll talk about the best parts. But yeah, it starts off with fireworks, and then we're at the I think I forgot it. It was Carrick. Was it Carrick? Carrick? Yeah. It was the city of Let me just double check it. Just want to make sure because this is yes, it was Charrick. It was the city of this is called a Carrick. Um, the celebration, yeah, it was a celebration for the coronation of Prince Nassim, and just by dude, see this back in this times, man, you can tell who the motherfucking villains were right at the start of the game, start of the movie, man.
Yeah.
And once you see Queen Zenobia, and then you see her, her son Rafi, you get they have villain written all over their face, bro.
Yes, they definitely have. Yes, they do. Yes.
And see, and when I watched it again, I was like, when I watched it as a kid, it's different when you watch it as a kid and you watch it now,
Yeah.
and you're like, man, like when I was a kid, you don't perceive any of that. You don't comprehend none of that shit. You don't
No.
comprehend it. So, like, see, I'm getting excited, bro. I'm really getting excited. But
I even said
yeah,
that yes, as you should. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and it's a coronation, and something they put a fire there, and then they're following Prince Nassim, typical prince, handsome, tall, whatever,
Yeah.
and Princess Farah, and the screaming man. She was a scream queen back then too, bro. So
I
she
didn't
was a
realize, and
scream.
you know what? It's good you mentioned that because I didn't realize how well she could scream, but she could scream very well. Yes.
Yeah, like see, but it's like for a fantasy film, man, you can see the whimsical style of it. It's very whimsical,
Mm-hmm.
and like you know it oozes old school style, but still has a bit of a flavor of a little bit of comic relief and a little bit of comedy here
Oh
and
yeah, it
there.
does. Yeah.
So unfortunately, something explodes or whatever it was, that fire that was there, and you don't know anything what's going on. It just goes straight to black, and then enter the main man, Captain Sinbad, and his crew, and they land in Charak, and they're here. Hey, I want to see, I want to see my lady. This is
Yeah.
the reason why he went back, because this is, not to mention that Sinbad was already he was already at the cusp of retiring, being a captain and living on land, because he's been doing sea adventures, been living on a boat most of his adult life. So
Right.
he said, oh man, I'm freaking, y'all motherfuckers can fucking stay here and
You
stay
can
on the
have
sea.
it.
You can have it, but I'm tired, bro. I have me a fine princess waiting for me, so y'all can do whatever the hell you want. So it
And I
opens
think
up.
he wanted to pretty much ask her hand in marriage, and he can only ask the prince Kasim to do that. He can only do that. I think because he was going to be coordinated as king or something like that.
Yeah,
So he can
he was gonna be the caliph.
the caliph, yes. So he can only ask that person. Could he ask his sister his hand in marriage? So it's like, yeah, I mean, and that would work out. So he was coming up there, and that's why he's so excited, and it was a thrill for him, because, but of course, as we find out, there's been something of a twist going on, because when they get to the castle, we see that even him, he's looking, it's like all the lights are off. Now, granted, this is way before electricity, way before any kind of technology such as that. So that's what the technology had. All the lights were out, but as you find out, Rafi, we don't know his name yet, but he tells Sinbad and his crews that there's a plague going on. There's a plague going on, and there's like, that's a reason why you can't go. Say, well, come join me, your men, to,
My
have
tent,
some wine and
my tent,
yeah,
yeah.
sit a tent and everything. So
Belly
okay,
dancers,
but
belly dancers, wine, yeah.
yeah, but the thing about it is, Rafi, look at him. You said it before. He looks like he's shady as fuck. He looks like somebody's like,
He looks like, bro. He looks so freaking like a grimy, sneaky little fucking weasel, bro. Like I can
yes,
just
he could.
yeah, but go ahead, go on.
You could. No, I was gonna say you could smell it. He could smell it on his ass. He's just like he's like, that's like, I don't try, because even look, even Sinbad, when he's walking away, he looks back at him. It's like, really? It's like, so he just walks away. Goes to the tent. So he, his men and them, yeah, they see belly dancers and some fine belly dancers, of course, beautiful. But one of his men gets poisoned, and when because Sinbad is just about to drink, he sees his man.
There, Walt. You there, Walt? Hey, Walt, you there?
Flaky right now, so I might probably have to get in touch with my
Okay, go for it,
Comcast
brother.
company to see what's going on
Go
with
for
me.
it.
Okay, but anyway, no, he poisons one of his men. He stops the other ones from drinking anything. So the other Rafi, he jumps up and just shows his true colors, starts to try to slice at him and everything. It's like Sinbad gets him on the ground and say, "Who the fuck are you? Who are you? I mean, why are you doing this?" So
Can I add something real quick?
go ahead. Yeah.
Motherfucking Rafi had nothing on Sinbad, bro.
I
He had
know, that's the thing.
nothing on Sinbad, dude. Like I was like, he didn't even make him break a sweat, bro. He was like,
Mhm.
boom, he sliced him and he sliced him across the arm real quick and freaking put his sword. He's like, why are you trying to poison us? I
Yes.
was like, bro, I was like, see that I knew. Remember from when I just when I remember when I was a kid, Rafi was okay. He's a bad guy, whatever. But I did
Mhm.
not know how weak and shallow
Mhm.
and pretentious and poisonous that motherfucker was, bro. So I was like, wow, bro. I was like, it had no shit on him, bro. No shit. But go ahead.
No, because see, you bring the point up right here, because you mentioned how insane he really is, but you find out that because we're introduced to somebody, mysterious person in black, but we already know who the fuck this is, and we discover that he gets this shit from his mom. This mysterious person comes in and brings up these three malnutritious looking demon looking motherfuckers, you know.
Yeah.
And this is before I saw Jason of the Argonauts too. That's the thing about that. That's before I saw that. Yeah, but she brings them up. She gets Rafi, and they leave. You know, and they're doing the basic fighting. You know, against and you can kind of tell. You know, it's like this is puppetry. You know, but that shows how coordinated it is. Like they're fighting something, but you don't know how they did this. You know, and it's pretty well done. You know, but they Sinbad gets the upper hand. He pretty much kills them, whatever they are, because it doesn't seem like kills them by knocking over this logs that were tied up.
It was a rack of logs,
logs. And then here comes what's her name? Jane Seymour's character comes in.
Princess Farah.
Farah, thank you. Farah, he sees her and they run away, and they get away from who's chasing them, So they jump into the water and he gets on the boat and everything. And look, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I had forgotten this when rewatching this. I had forgotten that Jane Seymour was in braids. She had braids at the beginning here. Okay, I was like, and dude, and like, I'm gonna be honest with you, seeing her with braids got me excited. I don't know why. I do not know why, but seeing her with braids, it's one thing. She had long hair and everything.
Remember, everyone who watches, this is an all-adult channel, okay? We love these films, man, but when we talk about our shit, we talk about, beautiful women, man, and we explain it. That's the way sexual chocolate operates. So keep going, keep going.
I'm just saying, I mean, I can't help it. I mean, because
she looked wow, bro. Like I didn't even, because she didn't have braids in the introduction. She didn't have braids.
No, she didn't have them in the introduction.
Braids. Maybe she was doing it to conceal herself, and then
I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think she was doing that to conceal, because we find out, like I say, later through the story, here comes the person that's her so-called stepmom, or whatever you want to call her, or the Sonobi, who when she comes off that carriage, bruh, I mean, come on, man, she is oozing evil.
Yeah,
she is oozing like, no, this is a bad person. This is the person just like, because she's telling, because before she comes around,
even the horses, bro, freaking knew that she was.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, the horses got like, oh, here comes this bitch. It's like, I'll get the fuck out of here, Yes, he's explaining to Farah and her uncle, it's like, is there a way to help, Kasim, in some kind of way, it's like, I don't really know, but I think I do know something. I think there's a way might be to help. So when the horses, because like I say, the uncle started leaving, the horses started getting like antsy. They started going like, what the fuck's going on? And it's like, oh, that's right. It's like animals sense evil. They know evil when it's present, So when she comes around, it's like, dude, it's like, you just feel this evil. Even when she's got that veil on her face, it's like, dude, your eyes giving you away. You are evil as fuck, And then she runs up on the boat saying, it's like, you should give up this, trip, this journey to try to help your brother. It's like, why are you saying that? It's like you saying all hope is lost. It's like, we can't do. It's like, no, this bitch is evil, and you already know. It's like, no, even without figuring out, certain things about who this person is, like, no, I knew you're the bad guy without even trying. You're bad, And it's like,
Yeah.
and she does all things in her power. I'm not just talking about because she's a witch, you know, we know this, but she does everything in her power to fuck up the other people's plan. And I'm just like, dude, why you? But again,
well, remember, like I said, remember she her son is illegitimate. Obviously, he's illegitimate, and yeah, he's illegitimate and doesn't have a true say for being the ruler, which is the caliph, and that's where she tried to, you know, as we find out that she is the one that cursed Prince Qasim, Pharaoh's brother, and Sinbad is all like, "Hey man, that dude saved my life, bro. I owe that dude my life. So if he needs help, I'm gonna fucking help him." Like it would be like me, like Walter, you've done so much good shit for me, but I'm saying like if we were back in say a fantastical era of you,
Forge or something like that, yeah.
If someone from your family tells me, Daniel, hey, Walter needs your help, I'm like, I'm there. Like fucking when, what time, where, anywhere. So you know, you know, Sinbad's a very honorable person. That's what I like about his character. Is very honorable. Even in the first other two films, he's an honorable man, and that's why people had a lot of, you know, he was one of those heroes for like the older generation. So, but you know, he says, yeah, I'll help him in any way, and as Zenobia is telling that, trying to zap all of their energy to try to find something, Sinbad's like, nah, we'll see if we'll go out to sea and find out if there's a cure. And that's when Farah mentions Melanthius. He's a sage. It's like a sage is the opposite of a witch. So a sage, he's a male. He's kind of like a male witchcraft, but more like it's with Melanthius is more about knowledge and wisdom compared to witchcraft. So that's it. He finds that out, and like I said, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like I said,
no, because that's the point. Because I think we need to make that point up, because we need to mention that, because she's so hell bent on making her son, you know, the next caliph. You know, this is the reason why she does what she does to Qasim. You know, there's a like I say, she is evil, but there's a plan to her evilness. You know, there's a plan. There's a reason why she does this. She's doing it for her son to inherit, you know, the keys to the kingdom, basically. Yeah. But it's like, but she goes all out to do this. You know, that's what's so crazy about it.
Yeah. And the thing is, as the journey continues, man, she's like, when Farah mentions Melanthius, she's like, oh shit, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah,
so it's like but he's a myth. Like she even thinks he's a myth, but right away when they start to set sail, and her uncle, I think it's Ballasarian or something like that.
Give what his name was, because he's only
he makes sure he tells Sinbad tells him, keep an eye on that fucking bitch, because she's fucking she's nothing but bad news. Even he said that. She said, be careful, Sinbad. She's more dangerous than a scorpion. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of input. Tell somebody, hey man, you better watch out with this chick, because.
And you notice that at the beginning, you know, Farah, you know, she said, I know that you cursed my brother. She was about to go and try to stab, you know, Zenobia, you know, but it's like the uncle said, like, no, you can't do. The second you do something to her, you will curse us all. And it's like, we can't. It's like, we got to do other channels in order to not, you know, have ourselves, our bloodline doomed like this. You know, it's like, it's like, be wise, you know, it's like, do it where it's, because she ain't gonna give a fuck about y'all, you know, but you got to be smart about it, you know. So it shows, and like I say, when someone tells you, it's like, yes, be mindful of her. She is, she gives off, you know, she just gives off a bad vibe, you know. And like I say, when we see the horses reacting,
she oozes evil.
Yeah, and like you said, when we see the horses react when she's and she's not even that close, but they start to react, it's like that shows how evil she is, you know. So, but anyway,
but we'll keep going on from here. We're gonna like we're gonna time skip because all they mostly do is just they sail to find Melanthius, which was pretty damn long, and then we have Zenobia, finding her way using a totally bronze ship, and then we have to mention this part where,
Yes.
Zenobia and we have Rafi like, I want to be Khalif, I want to be Khalif.
Yeah,
And
it's
she's
like
like,
a
don't
crying
worry.
baby.
Like she's like, don't worry. She's like, don't worry, don't worry, I'll make it happen. And then this is where we get the first scene of what they're both constructing, and that is the Minotaur.
Oh
And
man.
that is some good fucking shit, bro, right there, man. Like they brought the Minotaur, but of course the Minotaur is more out of Greek culture, but
Yeah.
it's they make it look good and it works. And then so they find out they time skip to that, and they find out where they finally put find Melanthius on that I think it's Caspar. Caspar
Mhm.
he's Greek, so they find him, and then we're introduced to his daughter, who's also a beautiful, beautiful woman,
She's
beautiful
very.
girl.
I
Yeah,
forgot
and
how beautiful he was.
yeah, the 70s, bro. The 70s were just the women in the 70s, just like that's like my parents and parents like of the people that grew up in the 70s. They were just built differently, bro. People in the 70s were
That's
built different, man.
can we just mention? Can we just talk about that real quick?
Yeah,
It's funny
absolutely.
how the beauty. Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny how the beauty of women, even men, back then stands out a little bit more than these people today. Because I think, and I'm not saying all of them are like that, but look how processed a lot of these people look like. You know, look how like say they get these things and like done. It's like, dude, you ain't letting what God gave you be the standing stone of what you look like and what you feel like. And back then they didn't need all that. They didn't do all that shit. They were pure. They were pretty much. I mean, hey, if you have small breasts, let them go. I mean, because you're still beautiful. If you have big ones, to the point it's like that's okay. Just don't act like it's a curse or something like that. No, if you're a certain looking kind of guy, it's like no, you still handsome because you're not filtered. All these filters, all these damn things, trying to perfection. It's like, dude, there was no such thing as perfection back then in terms of what we call perfection. I feel people back then were more personified and perfect in beauty back then than they do now. And it's sad that these people nowadays, it's like that's why I don't look at them
Close to it. Close to
yeah,
it.
I don't look at them that much. The beauty of
Yeah, like
these
like
nowadays,
no, you're right. Like the women, the women, the lifestyle, the way it was in the 70s, even the late 70s, like you can say they were close to perfect because
Mm-hmm.
nothing was over processed, nothing was oversaturated. Like they took care of themselves by just
Mm-hmm.
eating three regular meals, not eating double, not eating seconds, not over like
Say,
gorging themselves. Yeah,
yeah,
like they took and my mom and my dad were a testament to that because they're still here and they're still healthy. So it's like,
yeah,
but like it's like the 70s, man, the hair, the bodies there, the way they took care of themselves, the way they had even the makeup
mm-hmm.
and the wardrobe was it's just different, man. It's so
Yeah.
much different. And that's why you see Diane, Terran Power, dude, she was amazing, bro. And
That's
going
the
on
thing.
with that,
She didn't have that much makeup on. In fact, I don't know if she had any makeup at all, but she looked gorgeous. She looked beautiful.
yeah, I think even Jane Seymour didn't hardly had any
Yeah.
makeup either. I think it was just natural beauty. You know what I'm saying? And
Thing.
and that's the thing about the 70s, man, and even the 80s, even some of the night, even some people in the 90s, bro.
Yeah,
Like that.
some of it, I look great. Yeah, some of the
Yeah,
'90s.
it's not, but now, like, we're moving on, we get to her, and they're kind of throwing rocks at him and shit.
Yeah.
They're intruders, right? But they're there for a certain purpose to find Melanthius, the great, all-seeing, all-knowing Melanthius, right? And she tells him, okay, this and that, and then he's way at the top, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful cinematography, man. It's really, landscapes and everything there for that island. And then, we finally meet Melanthius, and she says, "Oh, this is my daughter Diane." And then, I know why you come. Let me see this. And then they bring, Prince Kasim, who's unfortunately been turned into a baboon. And this is where I say the CGI for Kasim the baboon was to me was amazing stop motion by Ray Harryhausen.
Yes.
And it's and poor guy got transformed, and he still can play chess. He can converse. He still has his intelligence, and this is where one of the sadder parts of the film,
Yes.
where they all meet in Atlantis. They're there in his quarters, and Atlantis is like, I need to make some tests, and that's what I liked about him. Like, even though it's the 70s, he still says, I have to make, observations and tests and find out if he really is who they say he is. And when they show him the mirror, to the baboon, Prince Kasim, like, you can tell, man. I mean, he already mentioned that by writing it on chalk when
Right.
on the ship, because we had to do the time jump, because, like I said, this is a long ass movie. So
I know. Yeah.
and he wrote it on with like, I guess with not chalk, but I think it was with,
I think it was like a charred piece of
it was like
wood.
coal, charred. It was like, coal, and he did it right, and he wrote it, and that's when they started. Oh shit, this really is him, and when they show him the mirror of who he was, and he starts crying, starts weeping, and then he just looks away. Oh, dude! And then the music just
the music.
it was
Yes.
so much. It added so much more of that punch in the stomach,
Good.
bro. Of like, man, like he knows who he is. He knows that he's been turned into a baboon, and and even Malatia says the longer he goes being a baboon, the more he's going to lose his humanity.
Yeah.
And this is where Sinbad is like, man, you know what? Sinbad is genuinely concerned, bro, and not just because he's in love, not just because he's in love with Kasim's sister, but he's like it's a friend of his. They've gone on adventures, they've done stuff like that. So, Prince Kasim is not just, they didn't show much of him, give him too much of a backstory, but he's not just any ordinary person who's heir to a throne. So they have a history. So that's why they try to convince Volantius to go. So they eventually do. They find blueprints and stuff about this. They find blueprints and stuff about this where they're gonna go. And now we're gonna do a time jump again to now that we have Zenobia and little bitch Rafi.
Yeah, that's y'all him a little bitch because he is.
They now finish the construction of Minotaur, bro. And wow, dude, that shit Minotaur looks fucking fierce.
Dude, I would be honest with you. When I first saw Minotaur, I was like, dude, I don't know, maybe because I was a kid at that time, but I was like, this is a badass, looking, statue or what it is, because he's, and it kind of intimidated me a little bit, but it's like, dude, he's like, no, this shows right there that the Zenobi means business. That shows right there how menacing she really is. And it's like seeing that thing. It's like, yeah, this works.
Yeah, and before I can pass it to you, I want to mention that she did mention, like, you know what? She's like, oh well, Rafi's like, well, Sinbad has a ship and a crew. He's got he's got courage. He's got ambition. And then Zenobia's like, yeah, but he's also a lovesick captain. He's also a lovesick captain. And my husband is just a freaking weak guy who controls weak guards. So it's like Minotaur is literally an army. He can do what 10 men, 15 men can do, bro. Yes. So that's why compared to Rafi, she's the muscle, the brains, and the magic. So she's so it's really her just spoiling him. So
yeah, basically.
Yeah. And she I mean, the thing about him is he built all that stuff. He constructs it. He's good with, I mean, they mentioned he's good with building stuff, but he's not much of a warrior. He's not much of a Obviously
which
not.
we'll see again later on too.
Yeah, he's not a great merchant either, bro. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like, so we have Minotaur, and Minotaur is now like literally freaking pretty much a captain of the ship, bro. He's mowing, he's
rowing,
rowing for 6 men. So it's like, you know, and he's doing it. He's an automation. It's like, well, people think, oh, he's a robot. No, he's an automation. Back then, they called him for those time periods, they called them automations.
Right.
So, he's got a mechanical heart, but he's also an automation. Never gets tired, never complains, never has to go to the restroom, never has to eat, and he's got the strength of freaking 20 men. So that is scary, bro. Like I don't even think just to give Zenobia some credit, I don't think that even Sinbad's crew can take a Minotaur. So
no, and can you just say what you just said? It's like, isn't that almost a fucking foreshadowing to what we can see nowadays? Like something that is so almost like it's almost like an AI, you know.
Yeah,
back then,
yeah.
That's what's so fucking crazy, right there.
Foreshadowing, even foreshadowing. We're foreshadowing people. Yes, we are foreshadowing.
Dude.
Sarah Connor was right, and
yeah, right.
we believe Sarah Connor. She was right.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. But yeah, it's and then we jump to that. The King's guards are still, you know, they're doing their job. They're keeping an eye on Zenobia, but they didn't know. Oh shit! Now she's got a ship. She's got a freaking 10-foot freaking colossus, a colossus of bronze. That's what she said. She said a colossus of bronze, and he's powered by pure demonic evil. So, and we're gonna time skip again, and they follow. We get with Melanthius, and Melanthius and them are trying to find ways to get to where they have to get to, and it's not gonna be easy. And Zenobia, like I swear, Zenobia is like only one step behind, bro. Only one step behind of everything, and she is determined to do whatever the fuck she's got to do, bro, for her son. And like she's so conniving, dude, that she is even willing to use her own body to find out secrets. And this is where we get to the point where she turns herself into a fucking seagull. And she turns herself into a seagull and is literally infiltrating Sinbad's ship and finding shit. But the thing about her, she's not very keen, and she's not very, you know, she's not a rogue, she's not an infiltrator, she's not a, you know, she's not a shadow warrior.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm gonna pass it to you, but I'm just gonna blaze through some of that where she turns into a seagull, she gets to the ship, she's so like infatuated with finding out what secrets Melanthius knows, because she found out that holy shit, you know, they did find Melanthius, and holy shit, they found him, and they didn't even take that long. When they got there, they got to get Melanthius, and they were how do you say it? They were touch and go. They're like, boom, okay, we got
that's pretty much what it was.
And by that time, you know, freaking they don't know the seas like Sinbad, so they end up bashing the oars against some rocks or something. So it slows them down. And then she's like, holy fuck, we got to do this, you know. And she turns herself into the seagull, poorly infiltrates Sinbad's ship, and then she gets caught.
Yes.
She gets caught because Prince Qasim, his animal instincts, which are starting to grow stronger, he was able to sniff her out.
Right.
So finds her. And then Melanthius is like, oh, look what I have here. You know, got little mini Zenobia. He could have told her, said, well, you may have infiltrated this boat, but you're a very poor infiltrator. Let me just tell you that. And she drops her locket. She drops the locket, bro. And that's where she's holy shit. And then but she does manage to infiltrate the mind of
Melanthius.
Melanthius is not a wizard. He's more about knowledge and
he's a scholar if you think about it.
Yeah, he's a scholar. Yeah, and then people used to think scholar, science, and all that was witchcraft back then. How ironic.
Right.
Yeah, how ironic. And then so I'll pass it to you. After he puts her in the thing, and then gets a bee, finds her locket, sees, oh, this might be something like he even guessed, oh, this might be what you know what you use to transform.
Change the scene,
Yeah,
yes.
so take it away from there. But when
No, and this is like I said, and I gotta say, this is why I say, I mean, this is why I say, where you know, Harryhausen is just a lover of these mythical, you know, kind of stories and just loves this kind of stuff. He there's another effects here where the bee that he gives this little potion to starts to grow, you know, and it's like it's just another amazing effect, you know, and everything. And she's telling him like, it's not enough, you know. When she say not enough, it's not enough to change her back to her human form size and everything. Yeah. So the bee is pretty much buzzing, and it's like it's trying to, you know, and she actually tells the bees like, kill him, you know, destroy him, you know, all these things, like, because she's rageful, man. That's why I say she's a rageful bitch, you know. But it's funny how it gets the best of her in terms of like, well, she only got a little bit of the potion left, so she has that, and she uses that a little bit, and she manages to turn back into a seagull. And of course, Sinbad comes in, you know, sees the bee, and he throws his knife and kills the bee, you know, pretty much. But they ask like, well, where's Sinbad? You know, it's like she's gone. She changed. And the thing about this, during this time, she was able to read certain points of his brain to get to where they were going to. So, and you know, like I say, she gets back to her ship, and I have to say, this is a moment where, because throughout the film, do you ever feel any kind of bad for Zenobia at any time? Because here's where she gets back to her ship. She's like I say, she's returned back from being a seagull, and
don't forget the bee. Don't forget the giant, the giant hornet in the bee. I remember that.
Oh no, I can say he. Like I said, I said Sinbad managed to stab.
Oh, yeah, he caught it. Yeah, he caught it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Caught that thing. It's like he's a good thrower. You know, that's one thing about. He's good with knives and everything. So it's like that's a good thing about him.
Continue that. I apologize. Continue.
No, that's okay. No, so she gets back to the ship after she turned back into a seagull, and she turns back into human form. Only when Rafi looks down at her foot, and he's aghast by what he sees, and she's like, what she's looking at is like, and she's like, not enough, not. And then you look down, and it's like her left foot is still as a seagull's, you know,
a seagull's flipper,
flipper, seagull's flipper. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm just thinking to myself when I'm looking, because at the time, you know, it's like she's a baddie, you know, it's like, but this is somebody who's bringing this shit up on herself. I mean, I know the reasons, I know the method of why she's doing her method for madness, why she's doing the things she's doing, but she's bringing all this grief up on herself. She's fucking up her body for her son. She's fucking up a lot of things for her son, and she's losing a lot of stuff for her son. It's like, woman, do you ever stop to think that maybe this is not a good way for you to teach your son how to be noble and everything? All you're doing is showing him that you're a bitch. You're a straight up bitch, and you know you're doing all these crazy things. So anyway, she managed to get like a bit of the information that where they're going, you know, from Aletheus, you know, and surprisingly, it's enough for her to pretty much transcend and go to where they're going. And we see how, because I think I missed this before when I saw it back then when I was a kid, but here, you know, it's like, oh yeah, she's walking on her web seagull feet. It's like, and at the time, I think I might have been a little sorry, but you know, watching it again as an adult, it's like, I don't feel sorry for you. I mean, because like I said before, she is she is evil. She's just evil. So how can you feel bad for somebody like that? It's like you bring this shit on yourself. But anyway, brother, they get to the point.
Can I just add? Let me just add this, bro. Like,
go ahead.
I when I saw it, when I rewatched it, I admired just I can sense, and I got to give her a little bit of leeway for what she wants to do for her son. But unfortunately, it wasn't much sympathy. It wasn't very much sympathy after that because remember, bro, it's not just. I don't think it's just the fact that he becomes because she wants him to be Caliph, of course, because it's her son and everything. But remember what she gets in return. She if she becomes the if he becomes a Caliph, you know, she's gonna be living larger than what she did.
Yes.
So she's doing it also for herself. I think she's also doing it for herself, but she's willing to make very drastic sacrifices to do it. And you know, but we know, but see, but I can also tell that you know she loves her son, you know, believe it or not. But
Yeah, she
it's
does.
like some people do stupid things for really stupid things for love, bro. But I mean, it's a movie. Remember, it's fantastical. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's the rule of cool, like you know, some people says it, but it's like but it yeah, there's very little sympathy, bro. If there was any kind of sympathy, it's only about 10% for me. But it's just but yeah, it's just I don't have no sympathy, bro. But I mean, but dude, but you know, but she played the part magnificently. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Walt, you there?
Okay.
Yeah, you there, Walt?
I'm here. I'm back. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. She played the part, like believe it or not, she played Zenobia, the witch, the sinister, poisonous viper to a T, bro. She was
She
magnificent.
did. She did.
Yeah, but no, but continue, man, continue.
But no, like I say, we're gonna kind of do a tangent, not so much a tangent because it's actually in line with everything. Because like I say, Limitless, you know, is pretty much, you know, knows that okay, she got into his head a little bit, but she doesn't know the whole plan. But she's figuring out what can be done in for terms of how to get to where they're going to. So anyway, they get to the Arctic. They get well. When I say Arctic, I should say some very frozen land, you know, frozen area where this particular place that they're going to is at, and they're getting to the ice. You know, it's trying to break through, and Sinbad, and like I say, it's cold. You know, so they got to wear some parkas and everything. You know, because it's that cold. You know, and it kind of reminds me how we see. The at World's End, the Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, World's End, where they started in something very warm and then they go into something very cold, you know, and
Yeah.
they probably got it from this. But anyway, they breaking through the ice and everything, and it's but they can't go no further because it's going to eventually damage the ship. It's going to sink the ship in some kind of way. So anyway, we get into another great Harryhausen moment, which I have to say is just like I say, and to me, I think this is one of the better. I mean, not so much better, but I think better sequences in terms of why we love Harryhausen and for his work and how he does things. Because let's be honest, man. I mean, Harryhausen is before him was Willis O'Brien, but I think Harryhausen molded his craft into the way where it's like we really can distinct his ability to stop motion more than most people give him credit. So, but anyway, here comes the moment where they're hearing some cracks in something coming from. They're like, where are we hearing all these cracks from? It's like something's cracking up, something breaking, and all of a sudden, here comes this giant walrus. You know, yeah. I know, dude. I swear, dude. And dude, I don't know why I had forgotten about when I did a rewatch of this. I had forgotten about that walrus, but then when I saw it, it's like, oh yes, that's right. This walrus is in there, you know, because I remember when I saw it the first time, I was like, shit, we got a walrus in here. We got this damn thing. And it's like, yeah. And like I say, when you're a kid like you, I'm pretty sure it's like this is so wondrous. This is so like, oh yeah. Man, what's going to happen next? You know,
I freaked out. When I was a kid, when I first watched it, I freaked out a little bit. I mean, it's the only bad thing is I don't know about you, but like back then when I watched it on TV, bro, or even especially on a recording with a VCR, bro, it was hard. It was very blurry. Like it was very blurry to see and it was so dark.
And okay, well, it probably was for you. I know for me, actually, it was pretty clear for me. I think.
I mean, well, like I said, like if I got lucky and they showed it on regular TV, then it was clearer. But the thing is, I mostly watched it on a old VHS recording.
Yeah.
So I just say it was pretty brutal to watch because it was it was very blurry, dark and blurry because the snow added a lot of the
See,
blurriness.
and can I just add that to that? It's like
Yeah, yeah,
it's funny because we watching this. You see, I mean, you see it, but it's like that snow obscured a whole lot of shit when you're watching them and then the people fighting the war. It's like, damn, dude, y'all. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do and showing that it's in a icy place. It's very cold, but you don't have to do a whole lot of abstraction when it comes to blurring things out, which is the snow. And I feel like that this is why I say, I mean, I enjoy it for what it is and everything, and like I say, I like still feel it's one of the better sequences, but I feel that they might have overcompensated in this scene,
yeah,
because they added too much snow, and then I think, like you said, I think it was too dark. I mean, I can still see it pretty well, but it's like y'all could have lightened it up a little bit, and then you didn't have to put a lot of effect snow in between that. I mean, it's like I think that's the thing about it. I think they just overcompensated for that.
yeah. But I mean, you're right. But I think when they did, I mean, now when I saw it on my TV, bro, and I saw it on this is it's regular DVD, bro. But like I said, me and you have Samsung TVs, and mine's a UHD, which is it's a crystal clear.
Yeah.
So like it looked beautiful, dude. I was able to see the whole walrus. I was able to see, unfortunately, I think it was Hassan Hadin and another guy. One of the guys, two guys die in that fight. And I was able to see clearly. I was able to see way more clearly. But I'm just saying, like back in those days, like in the TV, regular TV days, it was harder to see it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, brother. So yeah, just back in the days, man, in the TV era, those TV eras back in like the early, like it was 1990 or 89. So it was we had the big TVs, we had the big old Magnavox.
Oh yes.
So or Zenith or Sylvania, RCA. So we had all those. So it was just harder when you're seeing it in a recording, when it's recorded off of a TV. So
right.
It's just, but it looks great. But it did look great though. It looked pretty damn good when he was when the way they died. One of the guys died. And,
yeah.
So yeah. Continue from there. Go ahead.
Yes, and I just want to add too. They have a black shipmate. And one of the guys says like, I don't think I've ever seen a black man turn white before. So I mean, I just want to throw that in there real quick. But anyway. Okay, so they lost some shipmates, and they realized like, hey, just this is part of the journey. And the journey, like I said, the journey is not easy. I mean, like this is what you call a road. If you think about it, it's more like a road trip,
Yeah.
But the road trip is always, and you always see these kind of movies when they're dealing with mystical adventures. They always pick up or see some things. They got to go through some tragedy. So here we go. But anyway. After the war situation, they're going through still ice and everything. And thankfully, they come upon where they're going to, which is the pyramid, which is, well, at least the edge of the pyramid, close to it, where it's not no snow. It's a tropical paradise, and it's beautiful. It's like it's warm. It's all that good stuff. And at the same time, we see that Zenobia and her little bitch of son are still, sailing, and they're, getting closer to it, underground wise, But anyway, this is the moment where little Walter begins to realize that he's not, he likes women a lot. He likes women a lot more than he thought he did.
I know what you're talking about. I already know.
And I don't look. Donnie and Farah are pretty much skinny dipping,
eating but skinny dipping at the same time. Yeah.
Yes, and it's like wow. I mean, like okay, I'm enjoying the fantasy part of it, but at the same time, I'm realizing like wow, that the little boy is liking what he sees here, and something inside of me is taking over. But anyway,
Human nature, bro. Human nature.
yeah. But then when and then when they're sitting on the just calmly sitting on the rocks, and again, both Powers and some more beautiful here, especially with some more just brushing her, when we see her brushing her hair, it's just she literally naked, but she's got some long beautiful hair. But then this is where we're introduced to another character that's stop motion, and it's it's like I say, I just love how Harryhausen builds and builds on this movie, and I love how she does this. It's a troglodyte,
Yep.
And he's just like, it's like he's just, and Mel, I'll just call him Mel because I can't say his full name. He says like,
what's his full name? Melanthius?
Melanthius, but I'm gonna say Mel. It's like that's not a monster. That's just an ancient version of what we were.
Yeah, he's an ancestor. Yeah,
he's an ancestor, and so he has his Dawn, to like kind of, say that we're peaceful, we're calm, we're not
calm the beast.
You calm the beast, and everything. But it comes to find out, Kasim, as the baboon, is the one that actually gets him, because it's like a two-way radio thing.
Yeah.
Dawn and Farah are able to, say get Kasim to have the troglodyte, have them help them, and it turns out it's like, boy, this is kind of the weird. No, I'm gonna say a beautiful thing that all these characters are interacting with the stop motion, that's going on here. And it's like, because Mel tells them to bring. Tells Farrah and Dawn, he's like, tell Kasim to have the chalk to come over there and look at the drawing that he just did, and he draws this particular drawing, and the troglodyte actually recognizes it. He actually recognizes, and he just points, just like that. And it's like, this thing is intelligent. He knows something. It's like, and I'm like, to me, this is what you call good storytelling. This is where you say you love this kind of moments. I love this kind of stuff. So they journey towards to the where the place is, but at the same damn time, we got the shady people cruising up. They're managed to get to the place way before they do, and it's like, oh Lord! And see, this is what you realize about good storytelling. Maleficus has this key that's supposed to open up the door to this pyramid. Okay, we gotta remember that he has this key, and they're trying to find the entrance. Now, when Zenobi and Rafi and Menaton, get to the place, they can't find the entrance. They can't find the place to where they can get in. Now, this is key, because this is something I didn't understand then, but rewatching it, I understand it now, and this makes more sense now when you rewatch it and how it works, because Mel actually mentions it later on. She forces her way in. She forces an open in.
Yeah.
And is able to get it open by way of one of the blocks that's blocking one of the entrances. And she has the Minotaur, push the block open, because it's pretty much it's finished. It's heavy, It opens it up, but what it does, this is the thing right here. They get it open, but soon Mel and the crew get there, and he says she just opened up the thing, and it causes a rift in the natural order of things inside the pyramid.
Yeah,
this is something I didn't catch beforehand back then, or even rewatching it many times years later. The whole purpose of why it was encased in the pyramid in the first place of all what's going on is so it is at a balance. It's a balance where everything that is natural for that is concealed in there, and there's no entrance until unless you have a key in order to open it up. So when they get to that opening, he says like she's torn up an opening that's not natural. It's torn up. It's done an unbalanced thing of the things inside of the pyramid now. So now the key that he had, because we see the key, he just throws it away because it's useless now. It's not even worth anything now. So this is where what you call. Go ahead.
Can I just let me add something too? Like you're right. See, when I rewatched it, I was like, wow, there were consequences for Zenobia forcing her way into the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
So it causes a chain reaction. It caused an unnatural balance.
Yeah.
In, like you said, the natural flow of the energy that's inside of the pyramid. And she didn't know that. She did not know that. He knew that. But see, another thing too is that you're totally right. And I got to say this too. But by that time, I was thinking that I'm like, okay, well, if Zenobia and Rafi were killed for some reason getting there, but how long or how many days would it have taken them to find the opening for the key?
That's a good point too. Yes.
And Prince Qasim only had two more full moons before he was going to lose his chance to be the Caliph.
Yeah, he would lose his how can I say, his membership to being that that Caliph.
Yeah. So see, it's not only that. There's two other different scenarios, because it was forced open, which it wasn't supposed to be forced open. Mm-hmm. And then even if they didn't force it open, how long would it have taken them to find it? Because they said they couldn't find an entrance.
True.
So it's like, but I mean, that's just me though. That's just what I wanted to.
No, and that's a good, and that's a good point, because I feel that's why, again, when I go back, good storytelling helps in terms of the narrative, because like you don't know how, because that's a good thing you bring that up, because you don't know what's working and what's not going to work, and you got to think, like I said, what will come into play with this happening, like what is happening right here. And this to me adds on to the so-called trope of, the ticking time bomb scenario, which is basically, if they don't get Kazim into this particular area, he's going to be, well, he loses his Caliph, is it Caliph?
His Caliphship. He loses
his Caliphship, and he's going to be a baboon forever.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to be that forever. So, you got a ticking time bomb kind of scenario,
and the energy is running out.
Yes, that's the other thing. That's
the flow. The flow of when she forced it open was making the energy disperse.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there's a pool, and when we get into the main temple, the main shrine, there's a huge pool in there that's constantly turning, and it's what's producing because the energy is coming from the bottom.
Yeah,
energy's coming into that thing. So there's three time is against him. He's gonna be a baboon forever, and he's gonna lose a chance to rule Kara. So yeah, that's why, and you can continue, and then I'll take, but continue into once they get in there, and hey man, the Minotaur, I wish I would have seen more screen time, but it's a good thing that he was wiped out by that huge boulder, because I think the guys, even with Trock's help, would have had a hard time.
Yes, I think that would have happened, because you say he's a very strong bastard, so it's like, yeah, they would have had a hard time trying to, because when he does open that block, when he just pull the block down and he gets crushed by it, it's like, say, well, he's done his job. So it's like, there you go. So once they get inside, they're in the main hall of the temple and everything, and Sinbad tries off the chain. He's kind of stuck, but he lifts it up, and it's like, okay, it works. Everything's working, so we can do this. But here comes Shinobi, party crasher, coming in there, and it's like
one leg and all.
One leg, and I gotta take my glasses off of this, because I gotta point this out. This is the moment where it's like she thinks she's got the upper hand because she's there. She's gonna stop them and everything. She tells Rafi, attack him, kill, and she said, kill Maleficent, because he's the key. He's the one who can actually do something to, keep Khalid from Kazim from getting turned back into a human form. So, but This is the funniest ass part right here. Kazim, even as a baboon, knows a evil motherfucker. He jumps. He does Ruffy.
He does
Ruffy.
Ruffy dirty, bro. He does Ruffy
Right.
dirty. Get him dirty, bro. Dirty.
Bro, I swear, when he jumps on Ruffy, he just like rolls him down. He's like, ah, he's like, yeah, that's your ass, motherfucker. You know, it's like, that's your ass, Mr. Postman, dude. He, Kasim rolls him down the steps, and it breaks his neck, breaks Ruffy's neck, and it's like, huh? And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't feel sorry for you. You that was your ass. You deserve that, bitch.
You got the easy way. You got the easy way out, bro.
Yeah, your ass. Yeah, you guys got served, but you know what? You got it easy real quick. So, and the people and Zenobi, you know, just seeing her son get massacred by this baboon, it's like, yeah, what the fuck you think? You think they weren't going to defend themselves, dude? It's like, It's like, even though Kazim is this baboon, it's like something instinctual saying like, this is a bad person. So she walks down to her son, who's now dead little bitch. And she's just like, I can't believe my son is dead. Now I won't inherit no riches. I want to say, no, what you did was you killed your son by being a greedy bitch. That's what it was.
Being obsessed with Melantius, being obsessed with power, being obsessed with being Caliph. And now your son paid the price because what? I'm so sorry, but what was Ruffy gonna do anyway?
That's what I'm saying. You know what? That you make a good point. What was he gonna do?
Yeah, what is he gonna do? He look what Sinbad did to him in the beginning of the fucking movie. Let's go back to that shit. Sinbad had no trouble with Ruffy. So. Yeah. And Sinbad's crew are trained warriors.
Yeah.
So, and Ruffy's just a smart person that's good with building shit, but he's not a warrior. So, and yeah, give him an arrow or something, but don't forget
that would have been better. Yeah, do that. Yes.
I mean, what do you think? You're going down freaking that, and that wasn't a lot. That wasn't just a few steps. That was a lot of steps where they both. Where Ruffy and Kasim fell down to, bro. And I was like, when I looked at it,
that's pretty.
I was like, yeah, I kind of felt bad, but I felt more bad for Ruffy than Zenobia, because Zenobia actually was the one that caused all of that.
Yeah.
So she was the one because of her obsessive, compulsive disorder, or her obsessive compulsion to want more power, to want riches, to want everything. Yeah, for your son, you did it for your son, but it wasn't just for your son, it was for you.
Yeah.
So Ruffy gets whacked. She cries, screams, freaking makes shit move. You know, she's lost everything. So she doesn't even know what to do. She's there. So now in the meantime, we have Melantius tell Sinbad, hey, come on, you're running out of time.
Let's do this. Yes.
Get your baboon ass up there in that freaking cage, and let's make you a handsome shining prince. So they go there, they make him, they put him up there, and you know it takes a while because this kind of light is like, you know, it's such a powerful I guess disinfectant for black magic. So
yeah,
yeah, and it just melts the black magic, and when he comes back down, the whole thing is just smoky. And then we see the original form of Kasim, and you know, even Melati is like, "Wow, motherfuckers, Your Highness this, Your Highness that."
Exactly. It's like, say, this is a handsome specimen of a man here. It's like, that's good. Yes.
Yeah. And then Farah and Sinbad, everybody's happy, and Sinbad said, really, this is just a deal. How can I repay you? He's like, it was a debt repaid, bro. It was a debt repaid. You owed me. You saved my life. I owed you mine, and I want your sister, and we're even. So, but then he goes and he finally meets Diane, and Diane is the one that was treating him the most. Like, she was around him the most, so he remembered her.
Yes. So, and now he looks like he's just like, wow, that's you. You're very good.
Yeah. so now he's like, well, I'll become Caliph. I'll make you my wife. I'll make you my woman. Shit, I would. She's Terran power. She's freaking gorgeous, dude. Why not?
Beautiful. Yeah.
So that happens, and then it's a happy reunion, this and that. But then
That's
Zenobia, yeah. Well, all this is happening. This is my favorite part, bro. I wanted to take this favorite part.
Mine too. No, that's why I say you did take this because
Zenobia loses all. She loses all comprehension of everything, bro, and says, "You know what? Fuck this. I got nothing to lose. I'm a take." We did not forget this. This place has a guardian.
Yes.
Has a huge guardian back from the freaking prehistoric era, and it's a fucking saber-toothed tiger.
Hence the title of the movie, Eye of the Tiger. We got the Sinbad, but now here's where the tiger comes into play right away.
Yeah, and she, even her eyes, she gets the cat eyes before she takes the form and infiltrates the mind of the guardian, right? Mm-hmm. And because who knows, even if the guardian was awake, everybody would be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So she takes the body, steals the body, and she's out for blood now. She's like, I got nothing to lose. You took everything. Now I'm gonna kill you all, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
This is the coolest part, and this is the favorite part of the movie, man. And I'll share it with you too. Yeah, so they're trying to get out. They're freaking out. This tiger is massive, dude. Massive fucking saber-tooth tiger. And then luckily, but I still feel really bad for him. Trog tries to help them, and and he has no choice because this huge monster is going to attack him. He has to protect himself, right?
Yeah.
And dude, but see, Trog is not no pushover either, bro. He manhandles his fucking tiger, bro.
Yeah, he got like I say, yeah, he wrestles
he
this
tries
thing.
to choke it. He fucking flips it over. He freaking hits it, and but I think the fact that Zenobia took over, and she's so full of rage and anger, like he stabs it with his horn.
Yeah.
Like, I think the sheer rage and anger is just overtaking.
It's overpowering her. Yes.
Yeah, it's overpowering her, and then the tiger is just too powerful. The tiger's too powerful.
Oh, it's got the claws. It's got the jaws. It's a foe that's like, yeah, it's like, and then like I say, the rage of her is like overcompensates. It's like, yeah, it's
it's just so brutal, bro. Like it's so brutal. I felt sorry for Trog, bro.
I did too.
When I was a kid, bro, I wanted to cry because I was like, man, why did he have to? But he saved them. See, if it wasn't for him, Prince, Farah, Dione, Melanthius wouldn't have made it out. They wouldn't have made it out, bro. I don't think he did it willingly. He was just he went to his instincts and he fought the tiger, bro, he fought the tiger to the death, bro.
I feel like I say he been with them for such a journey. I feel he felt protected of them. It's like I made friends in a sense. It's like I'm not gonna let them just die. It's like I say I gotta protect them. So it's like when he sacrificed himself, it's like I'm like say whatever happens to me. I think he was the last of his kind, unfortunately. So
yeah, but Zenobia and the tiger did not go unscathed, bro. The tiger was pretty beat up because of what Trog. But I think the rage of Zenobia was just it just overpowered it,
right.
And it was brutal, man. And they showed the blood, and he literally like dug his teeth into Trog's chest, and Trog didn't last long. The good thing is he killed him very fast, but just felt sorry for him, man. And then Sinbad, Sinbad. I mean, the good thing I did like about it is that Sinbad, what do you call it, Maharu and Hassan went to try to go help Trog.
Right.
They even stabbed one. I think it was Maharu stabbed the Zenobia, the tiger, right in the leg.
Yeah, from behind.
And then, but she killed him. The black guy, she killed him one swipe, dude. I
was gonna say, it's like, damn, it took that one swipe to kill him. It's like, I guess so. She's that powerful.
and then Hassan tries to do it. Hassan hits him again, stabs the Zenobia, the tiger, and then but then gets Sinbad. And you can still you see Sinbad go up. Do you see his whole chest is just gorged, bro? Like fucking,
Yeah.
oh fuck, like. I was like, holy shit! And Sinbad knows it. Holy fuck! What is this? You know, what am I gonna do? So he gets Minotaur's freaking spear, and like I said, I don't think the tiger was overwhelmed with rage because it's Zenobia's mind, but I think the tiger was already gonna have it was at its limit, almost at its limit already, because it was
Right.
just Trog being stabbed twice, and then a Trog stabbed it in the shoulder with his horn, and threw him. Everything was hitting him and everything, and it's like a stalemate because Sinbad's like, I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna get on the top and let the fucking tiger come on top. And he's like, oh shit, you're doing me a favor. And then stabs Zenobia, bro. And I'll let you take it from there, bro.
No, because that's the thing. I like the cleverness of this, because she kind of knocks the spear out of Sinbad's hand for a minute, but it's like, oh shit, she's got the upper hand on me, but fortunately, she's that moment where you say she's got the high ground, but he's got the point where he can actually do something where it's like, if you jump me, I'm gonna stab your ass. So she attacks him, leaps up, but he's down below and just stabs her as she's jumping and flips her over. And she's like, like I say, the thing is in her now. So he takes her sword and just hits the so-called sweet spot where she can just die. And dude, I love this effect right here. When he stabs her, she's just like, the effect of him shaking, like, it's like, damn, dude. I mean, that to me takes a lot of craftsmanship for a stop motion effect, because you can't, it's hard to capture that kind of moment in stop motion. I think Ray Harryhausen was very good at that. He just knows how to do that very well. So Zenobia, the bitch, is dead. She's dead. She's no longer. She's gone. She's out of there. So now that she's gone, he's got to escape. He takes his other cell. I mean,
takes the son. Yeah,
son, who's still alive. Which I was surprised he was still alive, but thankfully he wasn't. Thinking he was. Gets him out of there, and because the whole thing is still crumbling. The pyramid inside is crumbling. Then they got to get out of there, and they join up back with the Pharaoh. Kazim, and all them, and they're heading back, and the movie ends with a happy ending, which is where Kazim is crowned the Caliph.
Yeah.
And like I say, we see everyone's cleaned up, everyone's ducked out, and Sinbad gets to finally kiss Farah, because he hadn't kissed her all through this movie. But I feel after all this has been done, it's like, I think I'm safe to kiss her now. Everything's good. And we see Dawn, she's standing over there, and she's looking even more beautiful now that she's decked out in, royally a little bit, So everything's good. But here's the thing about this film, and it does this so well, because I guess in a way it kind of semi-surprised me, but not really. We're focused on the fire pyre, the coals, as the credits are rolling, and then all of a sudden, bing, cat's eyes. It's like, is the spirit
eyes of the tiger?
Is Zenobia's spirit really gone? Is she really dead? It's like,
rise it up back on the street.
No.
Chances.
Do you know that I thought they got that from this movie? I bet they did. That's the particular Eye of the Tiger mess. I bet they got that from it. I bet, because it wasn't that far from the years that was.
This is now. I'm not gonna stop. Just a man and his will to fly. It's the fight.
Dude, once you get me started, I'm going.
I know, bro, but it was a good like last minute, like, oh shit, last minute, like, ooh, is she really gone? Is she really dead?
Right.
did she become a part of that whole freaking thing, because like she gave everything, man. And see, and it was a happy ending, good. Even Diane, was like, she was flabbergasted by the way Kasim looked. She was like, oh my god, this is the guy that was a baboon, like holy
Right?
shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I feel my
Like,
cards right.
sign me up, I'll give you a bunch of babies.
Right? Exactly.
But yeah, dude, it's just it was a good it's a good it was a good film, man. And like for me, one of my favorite films of all time, and it was a good way to go out, like, give the tiger's eyes, give it a little bit of, is there back then in 77, is there going to be another sequel,
Right.
whatever.
Do that.
But see, it was a happy ending, but like I think at that point there was the last one, because remember Sinbad said that he was gonna
retire.
He was gonna retire because he already did look older, bro. He looked older already. So maybe in his, but I mean, sailing does that shit to you, bro. Sailing can turn you into somebody different. It could change your body, but it can also wear you down. So I think he was ready, and then he finally kissed, like you said, Farah, and then Malantius was there. But dude, he lost majority of all of his crew except for one.
Yeah, that's the thing. He pretty much lost all his crewmates. Lost his shipmates. Pretty much done.
I mean, to him, it's probably worth the fact that he was able to get married. He was able to get consent from Kasim, and then marry Farah, and then finally settle down on land and shit. But I think that, but it was a heavy price to pay, bro, on both sides. Well, even though we loved to hate Zenobia, she did the best. She did the best villain like performance I've seen in a long time. One of the best. But,
it wasn't, and I will say it wasn't so-called over the top. I mean, it was, like I say, it was enough to say yes. I mean, she's bad, but she's bad to a degree. It's like she has some kind of there's some sympathy with her, because she's not. I mean, yeah, it's true enough. She's doing all this to gain power, but she still has love in her heart for her son. She still loves her son. But yeah, she was one of the better villains back in the 70s. I mean, there was plenty of villains back then. I mean, of course, probably the biggest one was probably Darth Vader.
Yeah.
But no, it was like that was the incredible performance of this person who did this, and she did it well. I give it to her. Actually, she really did do it well. I like that.
Yeah, they were great. Everything was great. The film was awesome, bro. Troc, Baboon Kasim, the stop motion, the saber-tooth tiger, even the demons. The demons probably were the weakest part of the film, but it was like, I think that's what they were meant to. They were meant to be that. They were meant to but they were great. It was great, man. And like I said, the guy who played Sinbad, he became kind of a hero, because that's how my dad looked back in the 70s.
Oh, okay. Very rugged, very.
And my dad looked just like that, bro. Just like that. Had the beard, the hair, all that shit.
But it was black or brown or what? I mean,
no, it was black. My dad has black hair.
Okay.
So, but it was great, man. And I love that film. Like I said, it's always gonna have that place in my heart, man. And I gotta give it, like, as much as I loved it, like, talking a little bit. We'll just talk a little bit about it, more about it before we wrap it. It's like I said, Jane Seymour, Taryn Power, even Zenobia, dude. She was a very pretty lady. She was very.
Oh, yeah, she was a little old, but I think she was about my mom's age at this point in time, But she was a pretty decent.
Yeah, and it's funny. She's British, bro. She
yes, that's what I found out too. She was British.
Yeah, and she just did that. That was an accent she came up with. So that's cool, man. And unfortunately we lost her in 2023, but she was already up there.
Oh, she was like, I was gonna say she was like,
even Thomas Wayne, was that his name?
Thomas Wayne. I thought you.
No. Patrick Wayne. There we go. Sorry.
Okay, Patrick Wayne. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Patrick Wayne. Let me see if I got. Wait a second.
Now, I will say I was surprised when I saw that Taryn Power had passed away, but it is okay, but
yeah, Patrick Wayne. Patrick Wayne's still with us because he came. He was the last guy. You don't if you didn't remember, he was the last guy that came out in Young Guns. I think it was a Young Guns.
Was it One
He
Guns?
was the one. He was the one that actually killed Billy. What's his name? Billy.
Billy the Kid?
Yeah, but what is his real name? Billy something. I forgot his real name. I forgot his real name. Oh, was it? But yeah, but what was his name? Ah, damn it. If you've seen that last, I think it's the last movie of the Young Guns, bro. He that was him. That was Patrick Wayne.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Garrett.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, okay. I was saying,
Garrett.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Garrett. Yeah, he's the one that actually killed him. Supposedly, he was the one that killed
Oh, okay.
him. He was in that movie. And I'm trying to see what other movies he was in, bro. Yeah, I think he was a great actor, bro. I mean,
Oh no, he was at the time of those. Back then, he's still
yeah,
that.
yeah, like he was good, man. He was great. And then, hey, come on, bro, Jane Seymour. Who doesn't know Jane Seymour, dude? Jane Seymour was really
Dude, Jane Seymour, like I say, thankfully I knew her in my young youth, but at the time I didn't realize how extraordinarily beautiful until I got older. It's like this woman she's a knockout, and like I say, even though she's a little older, she's still a beautiful woman to this day.
Yeah.
She's in her 70s.
I've heard she's a very conservative. She was a very conservative girl, not a diva, not a
Exactly.
she was very she did like charities and stuff like that. So she's the only thing is she married she had like three or four marriages, but yeah, but she has like four kids. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, but it's hey man, it's good stuff, man, and like getting older makes me now I know what my parents meant about when I get older, how I would enjoy like these other movies, bro. And just wait till we do freaking either Ben Hur or freaking or Commandments, bro. We'll just wait till we do one of those, dude.
Oh god,
like that one, the Ten Commandments. I know that one's gonna be like a close to a 2.5 hour stream, bro. I mean,
it's going to be at least that because it's
yeah, that one's gonna be because that one has a what do you call it, intermission, which is about I think 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
about that. Yeah,
because intermission is when everybody had to leave, go to the restroom.
Yeah, because when a movie's like nearly when a movie is like over 3 hours long, close to 4 hours long, it's like okay, we got to give them a little break. So it's done that way. So it's like
they didn't do that. Yeah, but they didn't do that for freaking Avengers Endgame. Motherfuckers should give a shit.
Avengers Endgame got a little bit more tenacity in terms of action. So I think that's probably why.
I can't wait, man. Because doing this one was great, man. And
it was fun. I'm glad we did this.
You can see how much I loved it, man. How much I got into it because it's like I said, this film will always. I thank God that I have my mother, and God rest Mama Ross's soul, man. But like this movie will always remind me of my mom. It's like, and we and her were watching it all the time, bro. Eating bean dip, Doritos, fucking sandwich, pizza. Like it's so, like I love it, man. I love it, and I'll just give the rating, man. The rating I gotta give it fucking 10. I gotta give it 10.
Okay.
Like it's like I said, it's from my childhood, so it's just like Godzilla, bro. Godzilla, I have to, I gotta give my props to him, bro. But this is right there.
Their respect.
So I give it a 10, bro. For me, I don't give a shit what the fucking critics or fucking Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not about the critics.
Irrelevant to me, bro. All of anybody who does not like this movie is irrelevant, and your opinion, like you people, mean absolutely nothing to me.
There you go.
So, but there you go, bro. That's my rating. What do you give it?
Well, I gotta give it to like I say, it might be slightly lower, but it's very close up there. It's definitely a 9.5 for me, for sure.
Oh wow!
Because it goes because like I say, I saw this in my youth too, so it has a standing point for me. And like I say, I saw it with my mom. I saw it with my auntie. It's like, and it's I mean, like I say, it's a childhood thing for me. Knowing that when you see a film many years ago, you may not understand it, but you enjoy it for the Not so much the entertainment, but the fantasy version of, you know, that's so imaginative. That is what makes you or drives you to know it's like, yes, this unlocked something in me that I did not realize, and I realized like, yeah, that's what I love about, you know, movies. It's like it takes you on a ride, you know, and this one did take you on a ride for me for sure. So yeah, 9.5 for sure, man. I mean, it's still a household favorite for me. And like you say, the critics, who cares? Anyone's opinion, who gives a fuck? You know, doesn't matter. Yes, exactly. Take it and
Yeah,
spin.
so but no, yeah, man. But yeah, no, absolutely, bro. And yeah, it's just it's the childhood memories that to me just it just blows that out the water. There's other movies I could talk about. Land Before Time. Holy shit, that
Mm-hmm.
beautiful movie. But did I freaking get traumatized by that movie, man. But like you know, but that's the thing about movies like that. Like they hit you hard when you're young, so you can understand what sympathy, what loss, what
Yes.
pain is. You know, pain and a happy ending. You know, but because we all know life is not always full of happy endings, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
And
The reality, look, the reality is far more darker than what we see in the film, and that's why we go to these films because they are an escapism. You know, they're escape from the things we have to deal with that every other person has to deal with. You know, and it's like I say, it's a great notion knowing that we can watch stuff like this and realize like, okay, we got 2 hours to kill. You know, to go to a fantasy land. You know, whether it be sci-fi, horror, comedy, you know, but at least it takes you away from the brutality of reality. But once it's done, you realize like, well, reality is still going to be here. We got to face it. And if you think about it, that's the worst horror film ever that we're going to experience, you know. But as you say, we know that these are things that keeps us in watching these particular films because they're fun, they're festive, they're very entertaining, and like I say, you don't get bored by them because look at this. This film is nearly 50 years old and it still hits home like it does. Yeah, I think it's worth the rating that we gave it.
10 for me and 9.5 for you, bro. That's high, bro. That's super high. And yeah, brother. But like I said, man, what do you got coming up before we wrap it up, brother? And what do you got? Anything else you have coming before we?
Well, I know we're gonna hook up to next week for the Ninja Scrolls for sure. That's definitely going to be definitely doing that. That's next Saturday. But through some kind of thing going on someone else's side, I'm going to be hooking up with Kevin Lambert, and because he was supposed to do this tonight, but some things happen. You know, like, again, we mentioned before, life intervenes. You can't stop it. That's just happened. I will be joining him Friday night, and we're going to be discussing the Fistful of Dollars trilogy. You know, the first Fistful of Dollars, then a few dollars more, and then the classic, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We're going to be discussing them in random and just talk about it. You know, so we're going to be doing that. And the next following week, you and I, we're going to be talking about a classic that I feel does not get enough love.
Yep.
Pray for Death.
Pray for Dead. Return to the shadow. Oh yeah, brother.
That song still hits me now, even as I got older. But after that, that fallen day, the next day, I'm going to be doing something that I call my special Jedi Grand Veil Productions presentation, which is something I'm just doing randomly that I, do that. I don't say what it is, but you have to watch and see what it is. You know, it's going to be that day. And so I'm trying to think what's coming later. I'm trying to think. I think there's that, and I do know later on the month I'm going to be doing my take on talking about the day the Earth stood still, which is a 1951 film, which is I'm going to be doing on a Sunday, but it's coming later that month in September. But I'm going to be talking about that because, like I say, this month I haven't been doing too much on my channel because work has been, blasting me and everything. But now that it's starting to slowly simmer down and kind of get back to normality in a sense, I'm hooked on making some content. I'm ready to like reel it out. So yeah, that's what I got coming up next month, and should be fun. But hopefully, I know the Pray for Death for sure is going to be fun for sure. You know.
Oh, dude, and man, when you recommended that to me, bro, I was
Mhm.
like, I wasn't even skeptical because they said if it talks about ninjas, like I'm gonna like that shit.
Yeah,
Like, and then when you showed me the song, I was like, you said the song reminds
dude, the song, look,
the song gives it's like a warrior type of
yeah,
like an anthem, and you're like, damn, it reminds me of my brother. It reminds me of my boy. And I was like, all the shit he goes through is like, and you
yeah.
said you listen to it. You listen to it, maybe it gives you some strength and all, bro. I love
Mhm.
that. Song. I love that song, man.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, but I'll be ready for that, man. And as far as me, I just got like pretty much the same what Walter just mentioned. Next Saturday will be the last one for the month. Will be
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Scroll Rewind, and I'm doing the rewind because I just unfortunately won't be able to get Al because Al couldn't get the day off.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the three amigos. It's going to be me, you, and it's going to be you and
The
Ethan.
film fanatic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's ready for it. He's like, dude, because
That's
I
good.
talked to him already. He said, bro, watching this is holy shit. Rewatching it, bro, after all these years, dude. He said, a fucking bloody masterpiece. And
Hmm.
I was like, bro, that's why you see. And I wanted to get that rewind because I felt, like I said, I didn't feel I did it justice the first time. So
Really?
yeah. I mean, I didn't. I just because I love it, man, and I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna get. I have you, but I'm gonna have Deep Film Fanatic, and I really wanted he wants to. At first, he was like, oh, well, I don't mind it, but now he's like, oh, dude, I really want to get
You really going to get his teeth into it? Yeah.
he wants to get. You know, I want to. He's gonna give me his opinion on it, bro. And he's like, man, bro, like, and I wanted to get him on last time, but I couldn't get him on. So
Okay.
this time it's basically just, I want to do it more justice. And the opening video, bro, is gonna fucking do it even more justice because I made it even. I'm still using from the first one, from the original one, but I'm blending it with a new one.
Ah,
So
nice.
yeah, now I can do it for as long as I motherfucking want, bro. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, I'm gonna do it fucking long, bro. But now it's not gonna be that long. It's only gonna be about 2 minutes 30 seconds, but it's
Right.
better than just 1 minute. But yeah, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. And then, of course, doing when you let me know for Jedi Granville Productions, we'll be doing Pray for Fucking Death.
Oh, dude, like I say,
Leave me and my family alone. Let it be. Leave it at this. Let it be. Leave it here, and we
yeah,
are done. We are done. But nope, didn't want to. So
can do that.
prayed for death, literally. So.
Yes.
But yeah, man, but I'm so ready with that. But yeah, besides that, my brother, thank you as always for joining me on this very, this one holds a place in my heart for
Yes.
um Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger 1977. And everybody just heard what we got coming up. I might add because I'm now that we're going back in time, like going back into the days, like I need to do a dinosaur movie, and I'm saving Jurassic Park for later. But I want to bring one of my favorites, man. That I know you're gonna remember, man. That it'll probably be doing it towards the end of the year, and that's The Land That Time Forgot.
Oh yes, I do remember that one.
The Land That Time Forgot. That one's in the works, and bro, when you get a chance, bro, I already told D, bro, get and watch 13 fucking Assassins, bro.
Oh yes, that's okay. Yes.
Right now it's on sale for like $8.99 on Amazon, bro. So
Mhm.
if you ever decide to get it, I think you might be able to stream it, but I don't know. But
I'll find out, but I mean, like I said, I definitely have to check it out for sure.
yeah, because I bought it. I bought it as an early birthday gift for D Film Fanatic, and he already got it. So dude, it was on sale for like $7, bro, $8. So I
Hmm.
said, let me I'll give it to him for an early birthday gift. While I can afford it now.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, brother. But yeah, bro. Besides that, thank you again, everyone who's watching, who supports the channel. We do this because we love talking about retro shit, some newer stuff, video games, movies, film, anime, horror, sci-fi horror. We are, everyone, the Sci-Fi fucking Society. We all hope you have a great weekend, and we are out of this bitch.
Yeah. Hmm.
The film
The myth,
fanatic.
the legend.
The legendary Sifu Bruce Lee for the first time.
Everything that this individual does, man, is just iconic. You know what he created. You know, is Jeet Kune Do.
I didn't originally see his films until like the late 80s.
The first True Savage video discussion volume 1.
I used to have a lot more, but all the original Nintendo cartridges, I kind of sold it.